Hey, I'm Diamond,
Hey, I'm Ania,
and this is
DM for the Soul. Hey guys, welcome to our channel. Obviously, as you're probably going to be able to tell, this is our first video podcast.
and in spirit of our first podcast, we decided to do something lighthearted but relevant. We're going to talk about how it is moving from East Coast to West Coast, specifically from New York to San Diego.
So, Diamond has prepared some questions that people usually have about people who move from the East Coast to the West Coast. So, Diamond, take us away.
Okay, one of the first questions is why did we move here? For me, I moved here because of my job. I'm in the Navy. I'm a hospital corpsman. Probably don't know what that is. My second reason for coming here was a guy, but we're not going to talk about that. Maybe some other time. What about you, Mania? Why did you come here?
Well, I got a job as a nanny, and it was an experience. But that's why I moved to San Diego. But I'm currently back in New York. I left that job, so yeah.
And I'm still in San Diego. So yeah.
So the second question.
So the second question is how would how did we get here? So for me, I drove all the way from Virginia to Texas because I had like a school there that I had to go to because I was turning over to a new job. And then from Texas, I then drove all the way to California. I think that was like a 3 day trip. I stopped in a bunch of different places, Atlanta, Georgia, New Orleans, Arizona, and I did little side trips during that time, so it was pretty cool. And eventually, I just ended up here in San Diego. So, how did you get here, Mania?
Well, before I flew over, I was in Georgia. I stayed there for about 5 months with my grandparents. And that's when I started applying to the job. And once I got accepted, I bought my flight ticket and I flew from Atlanta to Dallas, Texas, because I had to stop there. And then I flew from Dallas to San Diego. And on the flight over, I've never been on a plane that did this, but it flew through some mountains. And I was on the plane thinking that we were about to crash because, like, I can see every detail and rock in the mountain. So I really thought that something was wrong. And I didn't know that when you fly into San Diego, you fly in between the mountains to get there. So I thought that was cool. Yeah. Um, so next we're gonna go on to the pros and the cons of both places.
Okay, so I think we are going to start off with New York.
Yeah.
So, pros for me, I love how New York has like really diverse, it's really diverse over there. And there's like a lot of like really good food, like better than like I say this lightly, better than if you go to certain like countries. I feel like some of the food is like a little bit more better. I've been to a lot of different countries too, so I think I can compare it. I can say that safely. Um, Another pro, I can walk from place to place. You know, if I want to go to the grocery store, I can walk around the corner and it'll be like 5 minutes. You can't do that here in San Diego. You can't do that. Um, Other pros, the public transportation is like way faster than a vehicle, so it's I guess it kind of ends up being cheaper to like just take the train instead of like drive anywhere. Um, which you know is cool too. What
Yeah.
about you, Mania? What's the pros for you?
Um, well, I agree. The food in New York is way better than the food in California. And also, I enjoy walking. Like when I got to California, I could not walk anywhere. So I definitely like that about New York. Another thing I like about New York is that my family and everyone I know is here. And it's, yeah, no, that's it. So what are your cons for New York?
Well, New York is dirty. So that's one of the biggest reasons I don't like going there. In comparison to everywhere I have been, even like on my drive over, New York is way dirtier than that. So that's one of my cons. People are not afraid to talk to you over there, like even hit on you. Um, Sidetrack because I have a story. So the other day I went back to New York for leave, which is what we call that in the military, like when you go back home for vacation. And my sister and I were walking down the street, and some guys were hollering at us from their car. And we were just ignoring them. We kept on walking. All of a sudden, you just hear like their vehicle just like rushing down the street, and they like just turn into the intersection and just stop right there and just get out and start running at us. And I have never been so shocked and appalled in my life. And they just started trying to get our numbers, and I was just like, I gotta go. And my sister was like all into it. She's like, okay, here's my number, blah blah blah. I was like, wow, okay, well, I'm gonna go over there now. But yeah, that would never happen in San Diego. I wish people were a little bit more afraid to talk to me, because I'm not the one. So what about you, Mania? Cons for New York?
I think my biggest con is also the people. Like, I hate that everyone is so mean here. Like, I have the opposite problem. I feel like no one wants to talk to you and stuff. You're looking at somebody and they're like, "What are you looking at, bitch?" And you're like, "Hold up, sir. I wasn't even looking at you though." And I just wish people were nicer in New York because I definitely did make a lot more friends in a short period of time in California than I would have probably ever made in my whole lifetime in New York. So when you're considering coming over here, don't consider it for friendships because you're not going to get that. Consider everything else like unemployment. um, yeah,
He's like, that's it. That's all. Consider unemployment. Okay. Consider the rats that you might make friends with as well.
yeah, you
There
definitely
are a lot of them. So
lots.
so pros. Wait, did we do pros for California yet? No.
Not yet.
Pros for California. Um, I really like it. It's really nice. It's clean here. Um, yeah, it's clean. I don't know. I don't think I have any other. I feel like I did everything that I wanted to do in California within like a year, and now I just kind of find it boring. So yeah, it's clean. It's a clean place. What about you, Vania?
Um, my pros were making friends. Like, I met a lot of amazing people in California that I feel like will be lifelong to 5 to 10 year friends. um, Also, California is close to everything. Like, there are so many places you can go around California. There's Washington, there's Vegas, hop on a flight to Hawaii,
Mm,
walk over to Mexico. Like,
that's true.
and then there are so many different parts of California itself. Like, you could go San Diego, um, Orange County, Vegas, the top of California that nobody knows the name of, but it's like a and stuff. And if you like stuff like that, like, you get a whole new feel just driving along California. Like, it's so many different places in that one place.
Wow. I think you've experienced it different than me, and I was with you the whole time, but whatever.
Yeah.
um,
So, what do you think the cons are of California?
well, I think we kind of mentioned some of them. So for one, you got to drive everywhere. And I don't know if you've seen the gas lately, but it's like $6, and I'm not willing. I'm just not willing to pay for that. So, I mean, at this point, I'm just kind of waiting for my car to like go to like basically E, and then I'll fill it up. And then I cry while I'm filling it up. And then I just try to stay home after that, basically. So
Yeah.
Driving, um, oh man, I should have said this. New York drivers are assholes. That was another con over there. Driving here in California, uh, it's better. We're on cons, right? Are we on cons?
Yeah, we are.
Okay, we're on cons. Sorry. So, what else is bad about California? Oh, there's Mexican food everywhere. And now that would be great if it was good. Half of
Yeah.
these Mexican food places are bad. I'm sorry. Don't kill me, but they're bad. And like it's everywhere. And there's just not a lot of diversity in the food here, I feel like. I just feel like there's a lot of Mexican food places, but there's not like any like good like sometimes I don't feel like I can get a good burger or a
Hmm.
good Indian food. Like it's really like scarce here. So that's one of my problems with California. Um, what else is there? Hmm. Okay, come back to me. What are your cons?
Um, well, first off, about the gas. Gas used to be $3 in California, and I still wait for my car to be on E before I took it to the station. It was just a lot of work because, like, you literally have to drive everywhere, and the drive to the gas station, it just felt like it took your whole day away. You had to wait on lines, and because everyone has a car in California.
Yep.
But I guess one of my cons would it's definitely non-diverse in food. Like I went to California with such big expectations and stuff. Like I was watching those shows. Um, you know those shows where they go to like the food places and stuff and they give you recommendations for places.
Yep.
They're never in California, like ever. And
Mm.
now I see why. So that's one thing. And also their people aren't diverse. Like if you want to find Black people, you're not gonna find them.
Nope.
Me and Diamond were the only one. All of San Diego, everywhere we went. Oh, you guys are so beautiful and stuff. I love your skin. Oh my
Hey,
God.
Queens.
Yeah, yeah. And like that's nice and all this stuff, you know. We had the attention, but you don't want that every single time you walk out the door. But no, it was fun. It was definitely a dream and like it was a party and stuff. There aren't too many cons about California. Like California is great. And even when you find cons, you also find pros within them.
True.
So I think that's cool about it.
Okay. Um, I don't think I have any more cons about California. I feel like what you said was well said.
I know.
I guess the next question is which one would we recommend to people? So, which one would you recommend, Minia?
Well, I think my answer is probably already clear about how much I was raving about it, but it will obviously be California. The weather, the places around it, as well as inside of California itself to go. Like, there are just so many amazing experiences out there and stuff. Oh, and the parties. Like, New York, 24/7 and stuff. But you're never going to find anywhere to go.
Yep.
At least I couldn't find anywhere to go, and I've lived here my entire life.
Yep.
But California, you get there, people start recommending stuff to you before you even get off the plane. Oh, make sure you go here and stuff. Make sure you do this. And like every weekend, we were out and about living our lives and stuff, meeting strangers inviting us to their place, strangers inviting us on vacation and stuff, and us going. Like,
Yep.
I'm telling you, it's a whole movie in California and stuff. You're not gonna see any famous people though, so it's not that kind of movie.
Nope.
But
Wait, we did see Trey Songz at one time.
yeah, but we have to pay $25 to see him, so that doesn't really count.
Okay, that's fair.
But we did see him, and did we see anybody else?
We saw what's that guy? Tory
Wait,
Lanez? Corey Lanez?
um, is that it?
Yeah. Wait. Yeah. Yeah. It is. That is it. That's it.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure. we're more in LA. We would have probably seen more famous people. But San Diego isn't like that. Like San Diego is chill on the weekdays, crazy on the weekends, and then you have your beaches and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah. Which
But the
one would you?
beaches get tiring to go to. Like I feel like we played that out like maybe 3 months in.
Yeah.
We were just like that. Yeah. Um, for me, I will say that California has given me the best life experience. I definitely never felt more adult before. So that was really like it was a good experience here in California. So I will say that I would recommend California more than I would recommend New York, but I kind of don't like both places respectively. And I want to move to Texas. So I will do that eventually. Maybe we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else to add, Mania? Mania?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for listening to our podcast. It was our first episode, but it's one of many. So just keep on tuning in. You can find us at on Instagram at Dmforthesoul. And we will be opening up some more platforms later on, and we'll definitely let you guys know when we do that as well.